Thought I'd make a really delicious salad today. Now this isn't just any salad, a little bit of lettuce and tomato. This is one that's got potatoes and tuna and it's got so many wonderful flavours. It's a Russian salad. Now if you like potato salad, you're going to love it. Now what I'm going to do is go through the ingredients, we're going to mix it all up, dress it up, and it's just going to be wonderful. So I've got all the ingredients laid out, and as I say, you don't have to use exactly what I've got. If you don't like any of these ingredients, leave them out, and you know, just balance the quantities as you like it. Now I'm going to use tuna, 2 cans of tuna. Now if you can, use the ones in olive oil because it gives it a lovely flavour. The only thing is they're quite expensive sometimes and you get these tiny little cans and really difficult to find. So if you can't find the ones in olive oil, just use whatever you've got. I've got 2 cans of tuna in spring water. So what I'll do is open up the cans, drain all the water away and just leave yourself with the tuna. Now I've got some sweet corn there. Again, drain those, probably use about half of that can. I've got some peas. Now these are frozen peas, so they need to sort of be put in sort of hot water for a minute or two, not very long. I've got some olives. They've got little pimientos inside, so little red peppers put inside there. Again, all these things, drain them so you haven't got loads of liquid. And, you know, use some of them for sort of dressing it at the end, and some of them you can sort of chop them up a little bit and put them in the sort of Russian salad. 1 red bell pepper. Now I'm going to use some of that in the middle mixture, and some of it I'm going to cut into strips just to make it look really nice and pretty. Got some really nice ripe tomatoes. Look at those beautiful little tomatoes, and you know, I had one of those earlier and they just pop in your mouth and they're beautiful. So get yourself some really nice tomatoes. Again, you can add those in the mixture or you can just put them around the outside to make them look really tempting and appealing. Spring onion. Now you can use any onion you like. What I would say is don't go overboard on the onion because otherwise the strongest flavour in the whole Russian salad is going to be onion. Now I really like onion, but I'm going to use 2 or 3 and chop them down, and you know, it just adds something really nice to the whole dish. 4 or 5 eggs, you need to boil those. Now probably 2 or 3 of those I'm going to use inside the mixture, and 1 or 2 of them I'm just going to slice them down just to make it look pretty on the outside. Then I've got some potatoes. Now you can use any potato you like. What I would say is boil them in the skins. You can peel them if you like, but you know, any sort of potatoes you've got, use those. Don't make them go into mashed potato though. What you want to do is like boil them in the skins so that then you can chop them up into little chunky bits. So when you bite into them, you actually sort of bite into a little bit of potato rather than mashed potato. I've got some lettuce there. Now the lettuce is more for sort of dressing it up, you know, round the sort of outside, just on the bottom there. I'm going to use a bit of lettuce just to make it look a little bit more healthy, and they can have a bit of lettuce with the Russian salad. Beautiful. Carrots, peel those. I want to chop mine down and I'm going to boil them up until they're a little bit softer. Then we've got mayonnaise. Now mayonnaise is a big sort of thing in the Russian salad. You mix a little bit of all the mixture and then you put lots of mayonnaise on the outside. So as I say, if you like sort of potato salad, you're going to love it because it's got mayonnaise. Now because we're going to be using quite a lot of mayonnaise, I've chosen to use light mayonnaise, which is like low fat mayonnaise. Tastes good to me. And also I tend to go for free range as well. So the eggs they've used in the mayonnaise are sort of, you know, hens that run around and free to roam around. So, you know, it's free range mayonnaise. Then I've got some red peppers, roasted red peppers in a jar there. Not going to use all those, just maybe 1 or 2 of them because I really like roasted red peppers and oh, it's just delicious. Asparagus. Now the asparagus I've got here, I struggled to buy those in the UK and it's only recently that I've actually been able to find them. So I've got my jar there. I don't know, maybe in sort of the US or Canada or wherever you can sort of buy them easy, I don't know. But I've got asparagus because I really love those. A little bit of paprika, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And I think I've pretty much gone through the ingredients there. So obviously mix and match whatever you like and it will taste delicious. So now I've gone through the ingredients, what we need to do is to start off by boiling the potatoes, the carrots and the eggs. So I've gone over to the hob. Now I've just quickly boiled up the kettle because I want to kind of speed this all along a little bit. So let's put some boiling water from the kettle in there. And I'm going to put my potatoes straight in. Now I've actually chopped those in half because again, you know, if you chop them in half, it's going to speed it up a little bit. And we're going to cut them into little cubes anyway. So let's switch that on. That's it. Put the eggs on as well. Now, to save, you know, having too many pans, once I've got the sort of potatoes boiling, I'm actually going to put the little cubes of the carrots in there. And then finally, just at the end, I'm going to put my peas in there as well. So 3 vegetables in the one pot, and we've got the eggs. So get those on the go. So roughly 10 minutes. About 15-20 minutes for the potatoes, and then I'd say roughly again about 10 minutes for the carrots and a minute or 2 for the peas, not very long for those. So within 15-20 minutes it's all ready to go and we can cool it down and then we can start making up this Russian salad. So I've been cooking the eggs and the potatoes for about 10 minutes. I'm going to take the eggs away and I'm going to put them under cold water ready for shelling. Now with the potatoes, they again been cooking for 10 minutes and I've got all my sort of carrots kind of diced up, you know, it doesn't have to be square because obviously it's difficult to make a tubular shaped carrot into little squares, but just pop them in there and again I'd say soften them down for about 10 minutes, but if you prefer to have your carrots nice and crunchy and raw, go for it. So let's just turn the heat up because we've put those in there, get them bubbling away. About another 10 minutes. So I finished cooking the carrots, they've been cooking for 10 minutes and overall the potatoes have been cooking for 20 minutes. So what I'm now going to do is add the peas just for a minute or 2. The frozen peas, just to give it a little bit of colour and you know, it's a nice little flavour. 1 more minute and then I'm going to take them, you know, off the heat and I'm going to put them in the colander and just drain all the water away. And then we can just chop up the potatoes and it's all ready to go. So I've got everything ready to go now, so let's start making this beautiful Russian salad. Now first of all, I've got the potato, the carrots and the peas. And then we can add the tuna. Got the sweet corn. Fresh red peppers. Now obviously I haven't boiled those. Nice and fresh, give it a bit of crunch. I've got these roasted red peppers. I love those. If you've never had those, treat yourself. They're great. Great in paninis, beautiful. Now I've got my olives there. I'm going to keep some of those for just sort of dressing them up a little bit. But the rest of them, I'm just going to kind of slice them up really. So slice those up, put those in. As I say, you can put whatever ingredients you like, whatever takes your fancy. They'd be delicious. Then I've got my spring onion, so let's just move that a little bit. I'm going to grab that, just going to put those in. So I'm just going to sit here and grab all this. Try and get it all in really. And so don't go overboard in the onion, even if you love onion, because not everybody does. That's it, got the onion in there. Now with the eggs, I'm going to put about 3 eggs in there. So I'm going to pick up these tatty ones that, you know, when I shelled them, they didn't look quite as good. Just put those in. I think eggs are beautiful in this. And maybe this one because it kind of split. And we've got 2 for the decoration. That'll do. Keep it rough. Nice and rustic. Now I think really the rest of it I can use for dressing it up. Now obviously I'm going to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper and some mayonnaise to this. So let's just move everything back and get the bowl and give it a good mix up with some mayonnaise. So I've got my mayonnaise. Now I've got a good sized pot there because you're going to need a fair amount at the end. So put that in there and let's grab a bit of salt. I'm just going to put some salt in there because the salt really kind of helps to bring the flavours out. Put some black pepper on And then I'm going to give it a good stir around. So let's just take our time so we don't make too much mess. And as I say, you want just enough to kind of bring it all together. And then I'm going to add a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper. So we need some more mayonnaise. Again, give that a good mix. Because what you don't want to find is that you've got so much mayonnaise, it's just uneatable. You want just enough to kind of bring it all together. And then later on, obviously, we can add a little bit more mayonnaise on the outside. Now, I'm just going to, again, add a little bit more salt. And a little bit more pepper. Just bring it together. And that is really good. If you have a sandwich, or you've got a jacket potato, or you just fancy something nice, put a little bit aside, keep it in the fridge, and you've got something really delicious there. Let me just try a little bit of this. Oh, lovely flavours, absolutely lovely. That is ready to go. Now what I'm going to do is put that bowl aside. I'm going to get myself a plate and we're going to start making up this really lovely Russian salad. I think a little trick is, if we put the plate there, turn this over, I'm just going to leave that, just sort of all fall down there, and let's get it into view. And then we can put all the mayonnaise on the outside. So leave that there, try and get it all off. Might have to scrape a little bit out of the bowl. I won't use the same spoon as I tried it. Just put some of that on top. Scrape the bottom of that bowl. Get all those beautiful flavours out there. Just to even it up a little bit. I'm going to give it a bit of a squash. And don't worry, we're going to put a bit of lettuce around there so we can kind of just squash it together. Beautiful. Instead of that mayonnaise, just kind of holds it all together. So work on it, get it looking good, and then we can put the mayonnaise on there. And that looks really good already. Look at all those flavours and colours. That is going to taste delicious. Now I'm going to get my mayonnaise there. Now you're going to find this a lot of mayonnaise, but that's what a Russian salad's all about. So kind of get it nice and sprinkled on evenly. Plenty of it. That's why I bought the low fat one. Now let's just spread a little bit of that. It's almost like frosting a cake really. So try and make it look beautiful. Now the next thing I'm going to add, it's up to you whether you do, but I think it's nice. It's a bit of paprika. Just going to sprinkle a bit of paprika on it. For the next thing I'm going to use is a bit of that lettuce. So let's just kind of make it look a bit healthy. Do that all the way around. Then I've got slices of red pepper because it adds a lovely colour, and you can just kind of put it round. I like this bit really, sort of dressing it all up, making it look good. Then I've got these really nice ripe tomatoes. Now I do wash those first, but let's just pop them in there. So you can all have a piece each. Just squash them in really. Because you've got a really nice contrast, the red, the green. We need a couple more there. And in fact, I think we'll just pop one on top. Now I don't know what you think, but I've got some really nice olives here with pimientos, like red peppers in there. And I'm just going to put those all the way around in all those segments. And I've got those asparagus. Now, I really love the asparagus, so let's just start off with some of those. Get a couple more out of there. I've been waiting for this recipe for a long time. I so much love these asparagus. Every time I go to Spain, I make sure I eat plenty. Look at that. Beautiful. Then I'm going to put some little piece of egg round there. If I just slice these down. I've got a little bit of mayonnaise. And also, I'm going to put a tiny little bit of salt on each of those. Get a bit more. I mean, don't go overboard, but it really makes the egg taste beautiful. And it doesn't hurt just to have a little bit more paprika. I love the paprika. Even though it's a Russian salad, I think we've got a kind of Spanishy feel today. One of those tomatoes on top. Ah, wonderful. That is a beautiful salad. Now, I don't know what you think, but I think that looks really scrummy. Now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put mine in the fridge because I want to cool it right down, because I think it's quite important to serve it nice and chilled. So I've just taken the Russian salad out of the fridge and it's really lovely and chilled. It's going to be gorgeous. Now, I've also made myself, I'll just show you, a good selection of hams. We've got chorizo, turkey and breaded ham. Beautiful selection, and some really nice bread as well. So what I'm going to do is serve it all up. I'm just going to pick a selection of hams. Got some of this chorizo, nice and thin. This is turkey ham. Jamon. Oh, look at that. Just beautiful. Look at that. Let's just move that aside. Now I'm going to get myself a couple of bits of bread because, you know, really you can make some really nice tapas. You know, put some of that Russian salad on top and eat it. Oh, it's going to be delicious. Now I'm not sure exactly where to start with this, but I think that's asparagus. I love asparagus. I'm going to just right, that's on. Now I'm just going to kind of tuck in there. So I'm going to squelch it out. Now remember, you've got quite a lot of mayonnaise on the outside, but inside, not so much. That tuna, and it's really nice when it's chilled. Great on a nice hot day, like today in fact. Look at that, looks beautiful. And what you can do is you can put some of it on the bread there, so you get a couple of tappers. Look at that. That's what I do in Spain. Put an olive on there. Beautiful. That is a lovely sort of nice cold selection of things. So let's just move that back. Now I've got me out my asparagus because I really love the asparagus. And that is a really nice dinner. I'm just going to nick a little bit more bread because I'm really starved at the moment. Now, as a lot of the regulars know, this is my favourite bit where we tuck in. So where do I start? I think I'm going to start with this one because that looks absolutely gorgeous, and I've got that lovely bread there. I'm just going to try a bit of that. That is lovely, absolutely lovely. I've got all these really nice hams here. You can put a little bit of that on top there. Make it look really nice and presentable. Try a bit more of that. Gorgeous. It's so nice when it's really chilled out and cold. Delicious. Look at that. That looks delicious. Now remember, it's low fat mayonnaise, so I do feel a little bit better about it. And I've got one of these asparagus. I love these asparagus. I'm not going to eat all in front of you because, to be honest with you, I really want to enjoy this. But it's such a delicious combination, and I want to thank you all for watching my videos, and particularly, you know, to all my subscribers. or the people that are going to subscribe. So thanks very much, the original Naked Chef.